Om Tat Sat. Good evening and namaste to all. Shall we listen to one more story? Stories from animal world, stories of animals in lives of eminent persons. Yesterday we talked about Rana Pratap. Rana Pratap and Shivaji, Chhatrapati Shivaji. They almost go hand in hand, these two names. Now today we'll take up an incident associated with Chhatrapati Shri Shivaji Maharaj. Shivaji had run a campaign of liberating forts from the clutches of Mughal rule, Muslim rule, and Bijapur, Muslim rule. He was son of a warrior, a captain in the army of Bijapur, a Muslim ruler. He was not from a royal clan, yet the passion in him to see establishment of a Hindu kingdom, independent and removal of this Muslim rule, which was not only a foreign rule, but also a terrorizing rule, which used forceful ways, violence, killings to convert Hindus into Muslims. So even at a very small age, a teenage, Shri Shivaji had vowed to establish a Hindu kingdom, and his mother was an inspiration for him. Mother used to tell him stories about the Hindu rulers, great Hindu rulers, Hindu Dharma, Sri Ramayana, Mahabharata, and all, right from his childhood days. So, Hindu protection of Hindu society, establishment of Hindu values, glorious revival of the glory of the land of Bharat were ran through his blood, just like horse would take to waters. He very naturally went in this direction. So one day, his mother, Jijabai, she was looking at the Gondwana fort, a fort visible from Lal Mahal, the royal palace where Sri Shivaji stayed. She, the mother Jijabai, had Sri Shivaji thought that she had a glimpse of sadness in her eyes. Shivaji asked for the reason for her gloomy eyes. She says, this green flag fluttering over that fort, Gondwana fort, it's a thorn in my eyes. Shivaji understood the tenor of her speech and decided that the green flag has to be replaced by saffron dhwaja, saffron flag. The fort was a very difficult fort. It had a Rajput as its in charge, and around 5,000 Mughal soldiers. On one side, on the western side, the fort was almost inaccessible. It was a steep and a very high wall, which none of the even the best trained soldiers cannot climb. So that direction, the fort was less looked after by the security than the other three directions. Now Shivaji called his court, and there was a discussion. Gondwana is a prestigious fort, and it has to be under Hindu rule. But none of these captains, the colonels in his army, inspiringly came forward to do the task. So Shivaji decided to take up this task himself. Now Tanaji Malsure was one of the captains. He was not in the court. He was busy overseeing arrangements of his son's wedding. But he heard the topic of discussion in the court, and he thought his own family function will wait. The function, the task demanded by the nation is superior to the personal family function. So he came over, he went to Shivaji and offered himself for the task. He said, "You need not worry, the fort is ours. The victory in regaining that fort is definite. I take up this task." Shri Shivaji said, he was hesitant. He said, "Your son's marriage is round the corner. So I thought you should be there." Tanaji said, "No, that will wait. This is more important task." Tanaji was very close to Shri Shivaji. Shivaji, when he had designed a plan to look at Mughal rule from closer quarters. When he had gone to Delhi to the Mughal court, he was arrested and put in jail. Then he escaped from the Mughal jail with the help of orange baskets. That's a famous, we all know the incident. There also Tanaji was with Shivaji. So he was very close to Sri Shivaji. And Shivaji had so many lieutenants like Tanaji who were brilliant, who were brave, who were extraordinary in their determinations, who had leadership skills, and who saw the task of the nation as more important than selfish and personal tasks. So Tanaji offered for the job. Finally, he he attacked. He went to the fort with a small regiment of 340 soldiers. It was very small compared to the 5,000 Mughal soldiers inside the fort. But Tanaji had decided to take the western side route. It was a steep and very high wall. How to climb that? Tanaji had a monitor lizard, which we in Marathi call ghorpad. It's a lizard, the lizards we find in houses, our homes, but it's a huge sized. It clings on to the wall, almost it like an adhesive. Very firmly it clings onto the wall, and it can bear weight many more times its own weight. So these two qualities of the monitor lizard, I think we call that in English monitor lizard. So Tanaji had one monitor lizard. It was his pet. He had named it Yashvanti. Now he took that Yashvanti to the fort. The 342 soldiers went with him. They all reached the wall. Now it was so amazing structure. The warriors felt, how do we climb it? This monitor lizard was thrown up with ropes tied to his body. It was thrown up. It failed to cling on to the wall. Again, one more effort. It was thrown up. Again, it failed. But in the third attempt, it clung onto the wall. And it reached the top and firmly clung onto the wall of the fort. Now, these 342 soldiers, they all went up to the wall of the fort holding on to the rope. They used the rope to go to the top of the fort. All of them had reached. Then the Mughal security, they saw these few soldiers hiding on the wall, and the battle erupted. Almost 1,000 soldiers from the Mughal side, they were there on the scene, and this battle between 340 Shivaji's soldiers and 1,200 Mughal soldiers. It was a very fierce battle, almost a street fight in very close quarters, and there was heavy destruction on the Mughal side because its attack was so unexpected. The Mughal army was not prepared for this attack, that too from the western side. So they got defeated in the battle, and in the process, Uday Bhanu, the man in charge of the fort, he had, out of selfishness, personal desires, he had joined the Mughal Muslim rule, and he was in charge of the fort. Now, he treacherously attacked our Tanaji, who succumbed to those injuries. But Tanaji's maternal uncle was also part of this regiment. He took revenge and killed that Uday Bhanu. Thus, Mughal army was defeated, and the fort was won by Shivaji. The green flag was replaced by saffron flag, and it was one more feather in the crown of Shivaji. But the architect of the victory, he was dead. So they sent a message to Shivaji that किला जिंकला पण गढ़ आला पण सिंह गेला. We got the fort, but we lost the lion. That was the message to Shivaji. Then this fort was renamed. Its name was Kondwana Fort. It was renamed as Simha Fort, the Fort of Lion, in memory of this Tanaji Matsure, who designed that battle and won it for Shivaji. Of course, a very vital role played by that monitor lizard. At one point, the Shivaji's soldiers, they were disheartened by their small numbers. They thought they will escape through that ropeway. They went in search of that rope. Then Tanaji cut off that rope from the body of that lizard, and he provoked the soldiers, saying, "You don't have a way to escape now. You have to die anyway. If you try to jump, you are dead. So jump into the battlefield. And even if you are dead, doesn't matter." So the soldiers were fully charged by these words of Tanaji, and the victory was achieved. So this, we conclude this story today, the story of Yashvanti in victory of a fort. We will continue this series with one more story of animals in eminent lives tomorrow. So meet you tomorrow. Om Tat Sat.